Greetings to you from wherever you're watching us tonight. Thanks for joining us on the Tuesday edition of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. On the show tonight, we will be reviewing Super Eagles friendly with Mozambique in a 3-2 in favor of Nigeria. We'll be taking a look at how it all went down right there in Portugal. We'll also take a look at that fight coming up in about a week, a little over a week. Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou. The news is Tyson Fury has landed in Saudi Arabia. We'll talk about that. We'll also review Nigeria, the league, Nigeria Premier League, Nigeria Premier Football League. We're getting used to it. After matchday 3, we talk about it as we go on. The sports minister is also in the news. We'll talk about the things he's been saying and the plans that he has. That's the outlook of the show today. My colleague Austin Okon-Akpan is suited and ready as we take this trip together.
Greetings to you, Emi, and everyone joining us on the show tonight. Still an action-packed world of sports. So much going on in our world of sports. You talked about the Nigeria Premier Football League, everything that went down over the weekend. We'll talk about it. Some talking points from the international friendly games that was played over the weekend also. And of course, the Minister of Sports in Nigeria outlining those plans for the development of sports in the country. That should definitely also get us talking. You know, Yemi, what we do on this show, we try to not just talk about it alone. We give the viewers the front seat to also talk about whatever they want to talk about that is happening in our world of sports. And I'm sure fans of the Super Eagles, they are still re-echoing what we said right after that game against Saudi Arabia. Yemi, we still saw those same problems against Mozambique.
Yeah, I'm going to be talking about it on the show, but I want to start differently tonight. And of course, when we start that conversation, you won't be surprised what we're going to do. Let's introduce to you our partner in the Lagos studio. Oluwaseun Ayeni joins us now as we continue this conversation. Like I said, we're doing something very different on the show. Seun, greetings to you. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, let me do the honors and throw this straight at you. I've heard of the Amuwo games quite a few times, and I think this is the fourth edition. Fourth edition.
Yeah.
But the name, when you hear the name, it comes across to you like, oh, this is something being done probably by a local government or something being run by the state. But I've been told that that's not true.
Yeah, of course. The name makes it look like crazy misconception that it's done by the local government. But no, it's just a group of youths that came together and said, that was in 2017. That was the first edition. And this group of youths just came together to do something for the community, give back to the community. And that's how Amuwo Games came about. Yes, we like the name. It has given us some challenges here and there. People that are supposed to support us will tell us, hey, local government is giving you people money. But no, that's not the case. But we're happy to continue doing what we're doing. We hope that we get more support and even from the local government.
Before I yield back to Austin, how many sports events will be in this year's games? How about the venues? And how about, should I say support staff for the games?
Volunteers. Okay, so we have 16 sports. Some are age-graded, some are not. We have football, basketball, volleyball, snooker, Scrabble, chess. Chess is age-graded. We have the under 13 and under 17. We have Scrabble, is also age-graded, under 13, under 17, and the opens. Swimming is age-graded too, under 13, under 17. Then we have other ones like video games, table tennis, walkathon will be an 11-kilometer race. And then we have the 100-meter dash, men and women category.
If I have the assumption that everything will take place within the Amuwo environs, will I be wrong?
You're not wrong, but not one particular location. We don't have a stadium.
Okay.
Maybe we'll have one later. But for now, we use different facilities, private facilities. People leave their facilities
for us
supporting you guys. To support us. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me yield to Austin. He probably has a few questions as well.
Yeah, sure. I must say congratulations, and I'm saying that because to keep this going for 4 editions means that you guys mean business, and it's actually for good community sports development. And Amuwo is dear to me because, of course, I grew up in Festac Town. So well done for putting this together and getting, that community busy with sports. But tell me, how challenging has it been?
I didn't hear that.
I said, good job with what you're doing for 4 editions. But I want to know, how challenging has it been doing this for the past 4 years?
Yeah, it's been challenging. Major challenge being funding, of course. That's always the major challenge for things like this. But we've been doing it the same way. We've had people support us with their facilities. We've also had members of the community are coming up gradually. They're getting to know us. They're getting to trust us. They now know that we're not out there to just make something for ourselves. We're giving back to the community, and they are willing to now support us to, hey, join them, let's give back together. It's still challenging, but then we're getting there.
And with community sports development, with the grassroots, a major function that is missing is monitoring these talents that we discovered at such competitions or events. So, Seun, how do you guys keep track with some of those special talents that can come out of the Amuwo Games?
Yes, in fact, we have something we usually do. After every edition, we get the database of the spectacular athletes, and we try to get them across to the Sports Commission. Of course, the Sports Commission pulls from every part of Lagos. Amuwo is just a section in Lagos, so I'm sure they have other places where they get these athletes from. So we try to also submit these names to them, and I think we've had 1 or 2 successes concerning this, and we're happy. Even if it's one is a major success. We hope to do more. We hope to get more people out there in this edition.
In terms of participation, how is the community taking the games? Are they interested in coming out? Are they pumped up about it? In what ways are they contributing to this community sports development initiative that you are leading?
Yeah, I would say the community has embraced it fully. In fact, Amuwo Games has become a household name in Amuwo. You can't get into Amuwo and ask anybody about Amuwo Games. They'll tell you we know what it is. So registration of athletes is becoming easier. We use lesser budget on communications and publicity because people already know the games. Once they see us out there stepping out, they say, hey, you guys have started again. We are going to register. So the registrations came in very well this time around. I mean, we have well over 500 people registered. Of course, we are going to screen that down to about 450 that will eventually participate in the games, 16 tournaments. So yes, the community is loving what we're doing, and like I said, the support is coming out there. There's even going to be lots of activities this year geared towards saying no to drugs. So our theme for the year, Amuwo Games 2023, is say no to drugs, and we've already started our campaign towards that direction. Music video shoots. We have celebrities that have even joined us on this campaign, and they are going to be in that music video shoot. Okay. The whole community is coming together.
Okay. Parting shot, how many days for the games? And if someone's watching and saying, look, I want to see. So I want to see this. I may not be able to pass, but I want to see. So where could you go? And how many days?
We're inviting you to Amuwo. Just come stay in Amuwo all through November because it's a month full of festival. Although we try to put all the games on weekends only. So Saturdays and Sundays throughout the month of November, you have a game here or there. We have a good website where you have all these games published.
Dawn to dusk every weekend.
Every weekend. But you'll see on the website, you'll see the exact game, where it is going to hold, the time. So you can't not know where we are holding it. It's well detailed on our website. Yeah.
All right. I guess that's a very good place to leave it. Speaking with Oluwa Shawayeni. all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
And hopefully we'll hear a lot of good reviews concerning the games.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much for having me.
All right. All right, we need to take a quick time out. Of course, like I said, the Sports Minister, John Ngannou, has been in the news in the past weeks. He's been talking about a whole lot of issues. Let's allow you to listen to him talk about the National Youth Games, some of his plans for that. We'll make a switch after you listen to him. And, of course, we continue where we left off.
Where there are also some sports that are more peculiar and more unique to some parts of the country that they can excel. I mean, the planning is going to be sensitive to this. But like I said, it's not just going to be football. You know, you mentioned athletics. It's difficult. It's going to be difficult, for example, to run away from football, run away from athletics, run away from, let's say, even basketball, run away from, I mean, I've tried to, talk about the followership, talk about, what we are, okay, ahead of going for the All-African Games, which comes up early also next year in Ghana, or going for the Olympics in Paris. Our past performances and our experience, would suggest there are some sports that you can already, imagine that we're going to be able to get medal in this, medal in that. So all of that is going to be our guiding principle. The last thing to say here is that, as part of what plan that we have, to do things a little bit differently. We just finished the National Youth Games in Asaba. And when I declared open those games, I said it will not just be a yearly ritual. You go and compete, and people win. States win. Some states are first, some states are last, and stop at that. The games must be a means to an end. And in this case, we have people who have won medals, we have people who have shown their competencies and have excelled in different sports. The plan going forward by the ministry is to be able to target and focus on these people and see what more we can do to support them to grow in those sports. I mean, call it minister's team, so that we can monitor those that we can get some support in terms of partnerships and scholarships, both within the country and outside. We will try to. But the goal would be to see how we can grow these talents from the young ages that they are and get them transit to elite sports, where they get to a point that.
All right, Sports Minister, Mr. John Ngannou, speaking there, talking about not just discovering talents, but transition, making that transition, nurturing, doing whatever you need to do to them to ensure they make that transition and become elite sportsmen and women. We've made a switch. Kehinde Idris joins us now. Kehinde Idris, greetings to you. An eventful week it was. But first, I want you to react to what you listened to the Sports Minister talking about wanting to have a team, talking about the National Youth Games. I mean, things not just ending with people winning something. I mean, that transition, whatever it needs to be done, he wants to put a structure in place to ensure that not only are these talents discovered, but we're able to, allow them make that leap and, all the things in between to make them become elite sportsmen and women.
Firstly, it's good to be here. It's another Tuesday. And also, I was, behind the cameras listening to Amuwo Games talked, and I think a lot of spin-offs should come from there, other angles where we help the grassroots and help the next man. And that's just relating to where we're going, which is the minister talking about the just concluded just some days ago, the National Youth Games. And the easiest thing is to discover talent. Is the easiest thing. You can just be working on your own without not businessing with a particular place, and then something takes your maybe sight or interest towards the place, and then you see a talent. Like I remember being in Bauchi, I was just in a school wanting to watch young boys play, and I kept hearing the name Messi. They were calling a young man, and then I approached. Trust me, pure talent. That is how easy you can discover talent. What is work really? Is how to help that talent from just being a schoolboy or that young boy or that, dreamer to realizing or actualizing his goals. Everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody wants to grow from playing, schoolboy football and all of that to becoming the real deal.
Sure.
How can you help them? Everybody at that point needs help. That is where the work lies, and that is what the minister is talking about. Set up a team, but As a Nigerian, as a journalist, I've heard team, panel, committee, more than, enough times I've heard my name in this life. What will they do is my business. Setting up a team is not the goal. Are the team saddled? What responsibility? Break it down to us. Also, what will be the checkmating? How would you monitor what they do is another question.
And what's the yardstick for measuring success?
For success?
All right. I caught a glimpse of Austin smiling the moment Idris said, I've heard this before, all familiar line. So let me allow Austin have his take on that. I'm a little on the side of Kennedy Idris with that, but then again, I want to balance it with the fact that every time I listen to this sports minister, I feel a sense of hope. I don't know why.
You felt that sense of hope too when you listened to Sunday Diary. I'm so sure about that, So we just hope that it won't be all talks again, and I don't blame Kennedy Idris. He has heard more about committees and set up this investigation team and then do this and do that, and then it's going to no fusion, So I remember when Ngannou was a sports minister, I had a short meeting with him then. We're trying to see ways we could partner with the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development for the Channels International Kids Cup. And I asked him, I said, as a federal minister, why is it difficult for the ministry to work with state governments? I don't understand why it's difficult. At every level, they understand governance, administration, it's government. So why is it difficult? Because with this National Youth Games, we can turn around grassroots sports development in Nigeria because the states don't play with it. Notice whenever anything national games seem to be coming up, states are pumped up. In fact, I discovered that with the Channels International Kids Cup. We had just 16 teams, and out of the 16 teams, every region wants to be represented. They call you, they ask, oh, we want to be part of this, we want to be part of that. So why can't the ministry find a program, pre and post activities as regards coming to National Youth Games? Akwa Ibom, how are you preparing for the National Youth Games? What do you want the federal government to do for you? The Ministry of Youth and Sports is available. We have XYZ amount of grants. We will support you, but we will monitor you to be sure that you're accountable and transparent. Ondo State, we know that you guys are very good with swimming. Last year, young athletes from Ondo State did so well. We want to make them our business now. How can we support you? Kwara State, you guys aren't doing so badly with mixed martial arts. What are you doing for the National Youth Games? Send us your program. Let us work together before the games come. Why can't they do that? It beats me. Now, when the games are done, as they're going back, Kaduna, come. We saw 3 young talents. We're not taking our eyes off them. Those boys have shown that they are national treasures. What can we do to work with you? Anambra, we saw 3 gymnasts. We're going to give you a program. We have so and so grants in place. We will ensure that this girl goes through school. Why are we not thinking? Why do we just want to do competitions? Why do we just want to do events and just go home? Why? That's the problem I've always asked or said to ministers. Speak to your governors. If you think this is a joke, try and find out when there's something that concerns a state as regards sports. The governor will call you you'll be shocked that it's a state governor that is calling you like your girlfriend. Yeah. He will call you because they want cheap propaganda. But why can't they just sit down with themselves and say, now we are discovering young talents? I get you. Since the National Youth Games has been over, what have we heard about it again? What have we heard? Nothing. And that's what it's going to be. This is how we've been doing it. Same with the National Sports Festival. So we must find a way to have timelines that we can tick, that we can follow, do proper requirements gatherings. This is a live project. It can go on forever and ever. This is what they are doing with the American collegiate sports system, that you see that they are thriving, even taking our young talents, give them scholarships, make them good. They've helped us train Toby, they've helped us train Deval, they've helped us train Blessing or Kagbare. They just put those things in place. Come and run for your college. Take that thing back, because they plan, they think, they always think about long-term plans. And I think that's what we should start doing in Nigeria. So the new minister should now find a way to work with state governments and say, look, we're not playing anymore. Let's collaborate and do things that are productive. I don't know if I spoke too much, but let me take a breather. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, there's still so much more to talk about. Don't go anywhere. Stay. Welcome back, Sports Tonight on Channels Television. We're taking a look at what's going on in our world of sports. And right here, we give attention to community and grassroots sports development. That's how we started the show. But now we're about to get into serious business. And when you talk about football in Nigeria, then you want to talk about serious business. And I'll just give it back to the guys in Lagos. They are closer to where all of these will be happening, has been happening right after the Super Eagles played those friendly matches against Saudi Arabia and Mozambique. So, let me give it back to you. I really don't know where I am as regards the Super Eagles and our ambitions for the AFCON, but with these friendly games, the problems are still so much out there.
Problems are out there. And first, let me just make a clarification so that a lot of our viewers don't misunderstand what we're trying to do. There's a very, I want to draw the line between criticism, which is right, and throwing insults at people or players because you feel they're not good enough. There are two different things. And so when we say things about players, the criticisms, because they represent the national team, is what we're entitled to. But when he now goes to people insulting people representing their fatherland, I think that's extreme. So that must be said. And you don't want to insult people, but you also don't want to wear kid gloves, because it's national assignment. You just have to be good enough to represent the senior national team. And so, Kenny, just let me throw it to you, because it looks like I'm going to get emotional. Austin said it, and I agree 100%. The problems just stare you in the face, and we're not coaches. And we can see it from a mile away. From a mile away. If we are not coaches and we can see from a mile away, I don't see you doing anything again if you're repeating the mistake of yesteryears. And let's start from the goalkeeping. That's a hot potato, but let's start there. You invite 4 goalkeepers, you have 2 matches to play, and you give one goalkeeper all the minutes.
It was the one goalkeeper to be up to par. I believe that's the only explanation he can give me. That these 2 games will brush him up because probably he's not had enough playing time.
I don't know if we're going to see the goal. It's a nightmare. I'm trying to rein myself in. Just look, and you want to win a Nations Cup with this?
Like they always say, blue is blue, red is red, except if we want to lie to each other.
To ourselves,
What was seen is what was seen, and the complaints is the same everywhere. Like Austin says something very, very direct and murky. I don't know where we stand really with the Super Eagles. Watching both games, this is not a serious team. Except if the players and the coaches come out to tell Kehinde Idris that it is because it's a friendly, that's why they played shambolically. But if you take that away, this is not the way setups play football. 5 years ago, before Mozambique was the last time we won a friendly. In between that period, we've seen Senegal beat Brazil black and blue. If we cannot perform so well at friendlies, how about international, serious matches? Like we said, over 2 legs against Ghana, qualifying for the World Cup, we saw how a lone goal was our problem. Now we have the area of stars that can get you goals and all of that. But Even the forward line, I'm not even talking about the creative players in the midfield or the defense or the goalkeeping position. Even the forward line, so many times I see a lot of unseriousness. And if that is our biggest strength, and we can't see them killing off games now, hey.
I mean, also give it to us. We throw it back at him. he saw the games as well. I believe, and I still believe that we are top heavy. Our strength is in the attack. But the truth of the matter is, and I think Austin alluded to it last week, you score goals to win games, but a good goalkeeper wins you tournaments.
That's right.
So a good goalkeeper also, I think also said that last week, your defense starts with how good your goalkeeper is.
That's what it is.
And I also think we've not gotten the combinations right. I'm not worried with other areas of the game. I'm not worried about the goalkeeping department because for now, 3 months to the Nations Cup, I'm yet to see, and I don't know if there is time, that goalkeeper that can give you that confidence. But with the other areas of the game, I think it's just about player combinations. If we get the combinations right, we have the players, no doubt. But we don't have we are not seeing the combinations, and then, like Kanye just said, they're not playing the way we expect them to play. So we're in that is a conundrum. So what do we do?
I don't know, Yami. That this is work for, I think, first the NFF technical department. You see, when we say these things, people just don't understand. Football is getting so easy with countries that know what they are doing now because it's just plug and play when you have a system.
It's true.
Someone leaves, oh, no problem. I just go get the template and we're playing good football. I think that's what is missing. Let's go back to, I didn't watch 1980, aside from highlights that I saw. That was a fantastic Green Eagles team. Bring it to 1994. First thing first, do we even have a team? 94 was a good team, yeah? And look at the back four. And tell me, Yemi and Kende Idris, if they were not consistent. In the middle, you had Uche Okechukwu, the gentle giant. He was paired by Uche Okafor. On the right, you have Austin Eguavoin. And on the left, you have Benedict Iroha. And then Peter Rufai was the goalkeeper. Tell me one serious game you watched that time that you don't see these 5 names that I've called. We were consistent. That's what it is. You must have that synergy. Today, I see Calvin Bassey, I see Semi Ajayi. The next match, I see Kenneth Omeruo, and I see someone else. And no, Tyrone Ebueyi has not been in the team. Now he's back. Then the other time, I will see Samuel Osai Bright. It's all over the place. What's going on? This is the Super Eagles of Nigeria. You want to say, okay, if things went wrong with Raw and Raw is out now, from the time Gernot Raw left, he left the team. Do you want to tell me that 80% of that team by this time shouldn't be good enough, known themselves, and then now they start being feared, respected, play good football? Something is missing. I don't seem to understand it. This is Nigeria, a country so blessed,
especially where we were told for the duration of the years of the last manager, we are building a team, we are building a team, we are building a team.
You know?
And we build. So if we are building it by now, we should have laid the foundation. Then whoever comes in doesn't have to do much. Plug and play, like you said. You know, look, I am as confused as you are, to be honest. I am as confused as you are. And the only thing that is keeping me from outrightly saying so and so will happen in the Nations Cup is patriotism. That's the only thing. That's the only thing keeping me from saying it. But to beat my chest, look, people say, look, we overhyped the 94 team. Before that Nations Cup, you had that feeling.
Yeah.
You had that feeling that these guys, look, I was young, but I followed that team.
Of course.
Right from after the Nations Cup, Senegal 92, and they started playing the qualifiers for the World Cup in 94, the progression. I mean, you had good players who couldn't even break into that team. I mean, sometimes you see Samson Siasa play on the right wing, see him play central midfield.
On the bench.
You know, central midfield. Sometimes he's playing behind Yekini. Sometimes JJ Okocha is on the bench. I mean, even 94, the captain of the team couldn't even. Yeah. I think he played just about maybe two cameo appearances in the semi-final. He played the first game, was taken out. That was how good that team was. But I'm not saying that. They could go to the tournament and gel well, but you know, look, the signs, you know, the signs are not good. You see, Joseph Perozero is doing something that I like, but you see, you have to defend your players.
Yes.
But you see, it gets to a point where if you want to succeed as a manager, you have to be ruthless.
Of course, you have to be.
Because he's your head.
Yes.
These players, the next coach will still invite these players.
Tyrone Eboyi, Shemilo Gwajayi, Omero, Ozoho, Maduka Okoye.
Yeah.
All were there with Genoro.
Yeah.
Genoro is far gone.
Yeah.
They were all there with Austin Eguavon. Eguavon is far gone, but they are still here.
And some of them have been fingered as being responsible.
Of course.
For what?
But they'll still be here.
To get called up.
Their jobs are easier. The coach's job is fickle. It comes and it goes as easy as it comes. And that is why you get to a point you need to be ruthless, except if you watch this player and you feel these players can give you what you want. But with everything I'm seeing with the chop and change, you know, adjustment and all of that, Calvin Bassey is known as a fullback. Now in those games, he's playing in the central. And this is the last window before we go preparation for the Nations Cup. And I'm asking, in our heart of heart, as Nigerians who follow these games, can you point out our regular first 11?
No, I can't.
I watch Samuel Chukwueze, I don't understand. I'm watching Lukman, I'm not understanding the synergy. We cannot string 5 passes. That is another issue we had against Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia were passing the ball around like they are Brazil playing Nigeria. And we as Nigerians, all we were doing is we can lob, we can run and all of that. Play good football, understand each other, pass ball around. Is an issue. This is the Super Eagles. Like we just said, the reason why we're waxing, lyrical about, those, they gave us what anybody in the world wanted to see in their team.
See, I don't know why I keep saying this. That team, even if Brazil was coming, even if France was coming, we had so much confidence.
Yes.
I can remember the game against them. I can't forget. At 4 goals down, 15 minutes
Yes.
to go. I was watching the game with my elder brother, and he kept on asking me how many minutes to go. At 4-0,
because
he still had the confidence, even though we didn't come back. We didn't come back in that game.
But that is how well we believed.
But that was the belief that this team at 4 goals down. He kept on saying 15 minutes to. We're going to do it.
We just need 1 goal.
At the moment, Tijani Babangida scored 1.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, we can do it. That was the belief. But now, we're going to play against Togo. Somebody's going to ask you to pray. It's that
Central African Republic.
It's that
Sao Tome and Principe.
I'm not saying, and that's why I'm always trying to draw the line. Are there positives? A lot.
Yeah, of course.
Do we have good players? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do we have a team?
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
No. That's the problem.
Mm-mm.
And if you're saying this team will go and win the Nations Cup, they can, because you never know what can happen in football.
Tournament turn up.
But the evidence that we have seen as football fans,
Joke.
It's difficult. The only thing that will make you say they can win is just patriotism. Other than that,
and let me just mention, let me support your comments at the start of this analysis that this is no attack. You see, we've not come to use dismissive words or say someone doesn't know this or you're not patriotic enough or somebody just wants to make Nigerians feel bad because they love their football. We're just saying things the way they are because we understand that football is very important. And I always put that disclaimer that Nigerian football is in a delicate state, right from the last edition of the AFCON and the Super Eagles' failure to qualify for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. So now the fans are expectant. And then Jose Pizarro came and pumped up everyone's optimism and threw hope in the air and said, look, things will be fine. We'll do well. And then the Super Eagles launched this campaign. Let's do it again. And now with the things we're saying, we don't know if they will even do and much more doing it again. So it's just a wake-up call when we do this sort of analysis for people that are supposed to do the right things with football in Nigeria to, wake up and do the right thing. So that said, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw Francis Uzor. I understand that it got to him and he had to respond. That's why I'm doing this talk. And then said something about if you think it's easy, let's Oyibo in local parlance, let maybe whites, or you go foreign and let them sign you to play. You see, this is what we're talking about. Players must understand this, that people invest their emotions, sometimes their money, their time, so much. And when they say the things that they say, it's not out of, okay, how come they are still supporting the team with the heartbreak that we got for not qualifying for the World Cup? They still support the team. So players must understand that people have emotions attached to football. So when they say some things, just be professional about it. It's when you start coming out and you're yes, I know you're human. I know it will get to you, but at this stage now, you need to focus because the fans don't like where the football is at the moment. So when they say something and you're clapping back and making them feel like, oh, we are ready for a fight. No, I think that's wrong. And the NFF, the media team of the Super Eagles should look into this, find a way to talk to players, to just stay professional and let the media team do the job in answering fans when these sort of comments are made about players. That said, we still love our darling Super Eagles, but we want more. The fans want more. They deserve more. This is the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and we're going to support you guys to do it again.
All right. We could go on and on, but we have to move on. A lot of ground to cover. I don't know how we're going to do it, but let's take a look at the results. Nigeria Professional, I'll get used to this then. I'll get used to it. NPFL, and let me just go and, go towards the screen and read out the results as quickly as I can. Matchday 3 result, Benel Insurance defeated Plateau United 1-0, Sunshine Stars played a 1-0 draw with Heartland. Casino United, of course, settled for a goalless draw with Lobby Stars. Abia Warriors pipped Kano Pillars a long goal. Rivers United played a goalless draw with Kora United. Rangers International defeated Niger Tornadoes 2-1. Bielsa United lost at home to Remo Stars 2-1. And Sporting Lagos was goalless against Doma United. The Aba Elephants, the game we were talking about, defeated Aqua United 3-2. Shooting Stars also defeated Gombe United 2-1. So these are the results. And guys, let me just do this quickly because of time. We'll talk extensively about this one, of course, in the days to come. But Austin, I know you're very eager to talk about the boxing bouts that had to be postponed unexpectedly.
I know, it's quite sad, I've been trying to reach Dan Aziz. Someone in his team told me that he's so, in a difficult state right now. He's been crying because this is an eliminator fight that would have given him an opportunity, if he wins, to go for a title, shot for the WBC light heavyweights. And with Channels TV, we were there to cover this face-off and the media open sparring that he did. He picked up an injury during sparring. He has suffered a back injury, and I think also injury on his hand. It's so painful, because he has been preparing for this, and just Joshua Boatsi comes as a very, big opponent that would have tested his resolve towards the title. And now doctors have said, look, he cannot fight because there's a trapped nerve in his back. And that's Dan Aziz right there, who is not just fighting or just coming out to say he's a boxer. He's using boxing to motivate young persons because he came out from the streets. And as you can see on the inscription on their shirt right there, lives, not knives, all of these gangs, violence, and the rest, they're using boxing to propagate peace. I'm so gutted about this because I've already made plans to be at the O2 Arena on Saturday for this fight. I pray I get to speak to him to tell him to chin up that he's still a champion. It's quite painful. I mean, I struggle to even analyze it because this guy has put so much into preparing for this fight, and now this has happened.
All right. Our last port of call on the show. Let me allow Kehinde Idris take a stab at this before Austin say something. You played the insert for me. I laughed. Looked like Hollywood blockbuster. Tyson Fury has landed in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if we're watching a boxing bout or it's just Hollywood.
A movie.
I don't know. But Tyson Fury has landed.
Yes, he has landed. And, Ngannou had been there getting a feel of Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. And we just want to say blockbuster. Everybody's talking. And so many times, one of the reasons why people have this feel that Ngannou might put up a fight. He has Mike Tyson in his corner. When you have Iron Mike, no matter his age, everybody believes he can hard up something. But Tyson Fury is a beast. When that, that bell goes off, and it's about time, to box each other. So we just want to enjoy this. But so many times we're always still towards, that underdog story. Let's get a shocker. It is sweet for our job. We get to talk about something that doesn't happen every day. So we want to see this from Francis Ngannou.
All right. Do you think we can get a shocker?
I don't think so. I don't think so. That's why I said I wish. Yeah.
Francis has the physique, he has the long reach, he has the energy.
He's not fighting Anthony Joshua.
He's
fighting Tyson Fury.
That's a low blow.
It's not a low blow. Tyson Fury has proven himself over and over again. This man
can take that punch.
He's so complete as a boxer.
All right. Well, Austin, I don't know. You've seen both guys at close quarters. Is it possible to see an upset?
I said it last week, somehow that I'd like to see Francis Ngannou, create an upset. But I want to change it. I don't want to see any upset. I don't know what to see any upset. I'll tell you why. Because we have a big fight coming up between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. Yeah. If Tyson Fury now gets beaten in this exhibition fight, and then we see a press statement saying psychologically now he's not ready to have that fight this year, it's got to go be another postponement, So let him stay focused. If I use this one to prepare properly for Usyk, because my sources are telling me that fight will be done before the end of the year. So most likely December, to just wrap up the year, and that will be very good for heavyweight boxing, and it will be done in Saudi Arabia. So this is an exhibition fight. Fury's titles are not on the line. They just thought about it as Ngannou is a worthy opponent. They can use it to make money, get the media to talk about it, and we have been talking about it. Fury is a fantastic boxer.
All right.
I remember when I spent time with his team, I said, look, that they should write a book, The Athleticism of Tyson Fury in the ring, as a big boxer should be studied.
All right.
The fact that he moves around freely, he can switch stance, he can go down and get up, is a fantastic boxer. I don't think we've had a heavyweight boxer, with the sort of quality that Tyson Fury has. So I don't want to upset anymore. Ngannou should go there, give himself a good representation. I'm sure we'll make good money. The world is talking about him now. And after that fight, they should just give us the proper fight that we want to see.
All right.
Fury versus Usyk. No stories. That's the show. From me in London, I'm Austin Okonakman. In everything you do, remember, let's keep talking sports. Bye for now.
All right. Unfortunately for me, I'm not going to be able to say my comments. There's a wrap on the show, but I want to thank Kehinde Idris for his time. The conversation never ends. We'll take it out of the studio.
It's always be here.
All right. That's the show today. We'll be back here again tomorrow. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.